All right, so look, I'm gonna just get right into it, right? Y'all do not have relationship problems. You feel me? You do not have relationship problems. Your life just isn't set up for one right now. And listen, I know that might sound crazy because we so used to thinking something is wrong with us. You feel me? Like, why do people keep leaving me? Why don't my relationships last? But it's nothing that's wrong with you. It's just that unfortunately, right now, your life is it's not aligned with what it is you want. You know what I mean? Now, the reason I'm even talking about this is because I read a comment from somebody that said, every time they get into a relationship, their job takes up so much of their time that eventually, that people walk away. And honestly, I can understand that. You feel me? I can understand that because a lot of people are going through that, you know what I mean? But nobody really touches these type of topics, but this is why Stash is here, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, right? We living in a world where everybody wants love. You know what I mean? Everybody wants love, but not everybody life is built to maintain it. And that's the part that, that's really messed up because it's not that you don't care. It's not that you're not trying. It's not that you don't want to show up for somebody. But your reality, you know what I mean? Your reality, your schedule, your responsibilities, your priorities, they don't always match what a relationship needs. And that right there alone, that creates tension. You know what I mean? Because on one side, you got somebody who wants more time, more attention, more presence. You feel what I'm saying? But on the other side, you got somebody that wants to hold things together and just stay afloat. And that what starts to feel like, you know what I mean? You're not doing enough. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. You might already be doing everything that you can. And this is where people start blaming themselves. They start thinking, this is why I'm not good enough. I can't keep nobody. Something must be wrong with me. When in reality, you're just in a season where your life is demanding more from you. Point blank, period. Your life is demanding more from you than a relationship can handle. You feel what I'm saying? And that doesn't make you a bad person. It don't make you a bad person. It just means you have to be honest about where you are because let's be honest, like love requires time. You feel me? It requires presence. It requires energy. You know what I mean? And if your time and energy is being used, something is gonna feel neglected. You know what I mean? If that time and energy is a lot of it is being used somewhere else, something is gonna feel neglected. Either it's gonna be your purpose or either it's gonna be your relationship. You know what I mean? And a lot of people try to force both. They try to hold on to something while barely having the space to show up fully. You feel me? And that's where things start falling apart. Not because there's no love, but because there's no what's the word? Capacity. You feel me? And that's real because sometimes you could really care about somebody and still not be in a position to love them the way you need to love them. But that don't mean you failed. That don't mean they failed. It just mean y'all didn't align at the moment. And sometimes, people leave, you feel me? Not because they don't care about you, but because they can feel the gap. And and how can I say this? They could feel the gap. They could feel the distance. They can feel something is missing. You know what I mean? And that could really, that really hurts. That could really hurt somebody's feelings and hurt the way somebody feel because now you're trying to build your life, but while you trying to build your life, you losing somebody at the same time. But let me keep it a stack with you. Just because somebody walked away doesn't mean you weren't worth staying for. You know what I mean? Sometimes people leave good situations because it just doesn't fit the life they want right now. And the same goes for you. You feel me? The same goes for you. You're allowed to be in a season, you know what I mean, where your focus is different, where your time is limited, where your energy is being poured into something bigger. But you also have to accept what comes with that. You can't ignore people. You know what I mean? You can't ignore people and expect them to always understand. You can't be unavailable and expect someone to feel secure. So it becomes, it becomes a choice. You know what I mean? Not right or wrong, but a choice. Do I have the space for a relationship right now? Or do I need to focus on getting my life where it needs to be? Because a lot of people don't even ask themselves that, honestly. They just jump into a situation and hope it works. But I'm not gonna lie, hope without alignment, that's where the heartbreaks come from. If you want to be honest, hope without alignment, that's where the heartbreaks come from. So if you feel like every time you get into something, it fails because of your schedule or you not having the time, your responsibilities, your grind, be easy on yourself. You know what I mean? You're just in a different phase right now. And the right person, you feel me? The right person, they're not just going to love you. They're going to align with you in your life, your peace, your reality, your direction. But until then, don't force something just because you feel like you're supposed to have it. Because sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes protecting your peace, you feel me? Building your life and getting yourself right is way more important than holding on to something you don't have the space for, respectfully. You know what I mean? And when you finally do align with love, it's gonna feel different. You know what I mean? It's not gonna feel forced. It's not gonna feel rushed. It's not gonna feel draining. It's gonna fit. You feel me? So stop blaming yourself. Stop thinking you're the problem, and start asking yourself, am I really in a position to give somebody what they deserve right now? Because I'm not gonna lie with you, right? I'm not gonna lie. Because that answer, that's the answer that changes everything. Yo, I go by the name of Stash Cash, and if you ain't do so already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, I see y'all on the next video. Yeah.